Alright guys, hello again, it's Jay Helix here. Wanted to give you guys an update on the hood install and kind of show you where I'm at and kind of where parts are. So I guess, or what parts I've had to purchase for this, because you can consider this part 2. So I have the part list here. Kind of go through this and show you what I got at the same time. So the first thing you're going to want is this front intake air duct, and that's going to be this big piece right here. Actually, let me take this back a little bit. So there's two paths you can take with this hood install. You can either just purchase the hood and ignore the intake installation. If you're looking for the hood install or the intake installation, because you want it to have the scoop like the HTs have, that's the direction I'm going. Then you'll probably want everything on this list. Otherwise, you just need the hinges and a couple other things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through what I have now for doing the intake installation as well. All right, so this is the part number you can see right here, that product ID, and that's the front intake air duct. And so that's the big guy up here that you see making this curve. Now when you purchase this, it should come with the insulators, these rubber insulators here, and it should also come with that drain valve. So you won't need to worry about purchasing extra parts for that. Let's see. Next, obviously, is the hood. There's the product number. This is for the HD hood. Now, this is for GMC, obviously, which is the truck that I have, and this is for the 2017, 2019. Got the cost over there on the side. This is just going off of GM Parts Direct. So for the Silverado, I don't know. I imagine that part number is going to be different. So keep that in mind too, that these part numbers are with the GMC. Let's see. So passenger side and driver side hood open assist spring. So that's going to be these big guys right here. So this thing, these are pretty easy to install. So you just need the driver and the passenger side. And you're going to want to get those. I had the originals on there, but the originals, it seemed like the spring was able to open and close the hood just fine, but they don't fit on the brackets. And so you're going to just need to go ahead and buy those. So there's that assist spring. They're pretty cheap, about $26 a piece. You're going to need 2 of those. Let's see, then you're also going to need the driver's side and passenger side hood hinge. So that's going to be this piece over here. So this is the actual hinge. So I needed to get that because the old one is shorter. It doesn't reach all the way to this bolt here. So to make sure you have, for safety reasons, all the fasteners in place, you're going to need that longer hinge. And then of course with that you have to have that spring assist. But factory fasteners, I just got to reuse the fasteners that I had on the old hood. All right, let's see, the hood ornament vent and the air cleaner. Apologies for the wind here. Okay, let's touch the air cleaner first. So that's one thing I have not ordered yet. So it's going to be replacing this. It should fit just right. The only thing is I'll need to remove this strut bar here. So that way the opening will be able to match this opening here. But yeah, it should fit there. The bottom I was looking at is the same as this one here as far as the tray, if it can fit in the tray. So yeah, so that's going to be the air box, and then this ornament is going to be for this piece. So you can see this is that air duct coming up through the hood here, and then the ornament piece will fit inside there. So you can notice that my hood came primed black, so I need to think about that too in terms of painting. I'm actually going to do a vinyl wrap on mine. I got the vinyl already purchased. I just need to find some time, and when it cools down, do the wrap. But that's the direction I'm going to go. It's a lot cheaper than trying to do a paint job. Okay, so then that covers the major components. Now the other thing you're going to need when you're actually, if you're going to go the direction of purchasing the intake duct and installing that, is you're going to need to purchase some fasteners, and then you need the multi-purpose nut that you find on a lot of these GM parts. It looks like a U that slides up into the hole and gives you a nut to screw the bolt into. So this is the one from GM here, multi-purpose nut, the part number there. Those things are $6 a piece. I did not purchase that. The direction I went is I found the same or equivalent on Amazon from AMZ Clips and Fasteners, and you get a bag of 25 for $20. So that seems to be much more reasonable. You'll use quite a few of those. So I went that direction. So you can just go on Amazon, put this part number in here, and then AMZ Clips and Fasteners, and you should see that come up on one of the hits. So really the install is pretty easy. Once you get those multi-purpose nuts, you'll just put them into the holes up here. They're pretty obvious where to put them. You know, you can use this duct as a guide on how many you're going to need and where they're going to go. And then really, I did this with just myself. I didn't have anybody help me in terms of installing the duct. I went to my local hardware store, mom and pop shop, to purchase. I just brought one of those multi-purpose nuts with me, and then found a bolt and a washer that would be able to thread into the clip or that multi-purpose nut that I have. Man, I think it's like 25 millimeters long, something like that. So that's about the only two things I didn't purchase from GM. Now as for the hood, my hood that I had, the original hood on here, was aluminum, and it was easy to take off. I just had someone spot check one of the sides while I was unbolting it, just so it wouldn't slam into my windshield. But once it was unbolted, I was able to easily, with just myself, take that hood away and move it off to the side, being that it's aluminum. Now this new guy is steel, and it's definitely much heavier. So you know, depending on how you want to do it, you could technically, I guess, install this vent while the hood's off, and then we're starting out the vent, the duct while the hood's off, and then go ahead and put it on the vehicle. Either way, if you do that or do the intake installation after the hood's been installed, you're going to need some help. It's a pretty heavy hood even without this intake duct installed. Yeah, so it was really simple. You know, probably once I had all the right parts, you know, it probably took me 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes to have everything installed. Pretty simple, fits on really well. There's really no issues with that drain fitting. You can see that there's this hole here. I got my catch can over there in the back, and it fits in there just perfect. No issues there. And I actually have better clearance. The other thing I want to mention is I did not purchase, you can probably notice here, I did not purchase the hood, the insulation. And I don't have the part number for that. I'm just going to leave it like this. I like the look of this. You can actually tell that it's real when you open it up. Plus, you know, I'm just not too concerned about having that off of there. But yeah, pretty simple. You know, I think putting the hinge on is pretty straightforward. You do have to remove these corner pieces here. This plastic piece here on the passenger side and the driver's side, it's pretty easy to come off. It's just got clips in here. You know, just be careful when you're popping them out. And now let's get access to the bolts. The bolt that's back there. Same on the other side. Yeah, just as you're taking off the old one, you know, just pay attention so you have for reference, you know, what bolts are where and which ones you're going to use. Because these are a little bit special. You know, they have threads on the outside here, but the middle is a smooth surface because it's acting like a hinge. I went ahead and just re-greased them before I installed them. I put some white lithium grease on them, just knowing it's going to be open and closed all the time. But yeah, that's kind of the update. So here's what it looks like with it installed underneath the hood. The only thing I have left is to save up some money and get this airbox. Airbox is like $500 something. Probably giving off eBay or somewhere else a little bit cheaper. And then after that, obviously I'll have to clean up this routing with the hosing intake, the intake duct. I can't wait to get that because this thing is pretty ugly. As far as fit and finish, closes just fine. Oh, the other part I need is this vent or this ornament here. I will get that eventually. It's a little bit cheaper. You know, body line's not too bad. It does stick up a little bit, but that's fine by me. Fits pretty well over here. The way you can attack that is with the bolts on the hood. You know, what I did is I just kind of closed the hood a little bit until it latched. Had those guys, all four of those bolts that go into the hood a little bit loose, and then was able to move this hood around left and right, up and down, or not up and down, but back and forth, until I had I used a tapered gauge to make sure these gaps were even on both sides. But I think it looks really good. Can't wait to get the airbox in there and do some tuning to see how well it's going to work out having a real scoop. Let me think, what else? Yeah, I think that's about it. I'll just once again show you guys the, I guess I'm over since it's windy. Let's do a overview of the parts list here again. Alright, there you go. And you guys can pause the video if you need to look at these part numbers and then the last page is on the back here. These are those clips. And I use GM Parts Direct. I imagine, you know, having the part numbers is the big thing. You could, up to you where you want to shop for those. You can shop on GM Parts Direct, or you can just go ahead and take your chances with Amazon or eBay or whatnot. Alright guys, well that's about it. Just wanted to give you an update and see you in the next one. Have a good one.